Welcome back to another Street Fighter 6 Fundamentals guide. Thank you for the support in the first video. I appreciate all the feedback I've gotten so far, and I'll do my best to make more videos on topics you'd like me to cover. Requested by Gumto, we'll be covering the next part of the Street Fighter 6 Fundamentals guide, learning how to defend. If you're new to this channel, or new to Street Fighter, go check out my Combo Fundamentals guide I posted a few days ago if you want to learn how the combo system in Street Fighter 6 works. Like in the previous video, I won't be going over edge cases like meaty fireballs, and will be covering the normal options you will see in 95% of your matches. Just like the last video, this information will be geared towards players from Rookie to Gold, but all players can benefit from this information. Defense can be overwhelming in this game, and knowing the tools available to you can be difficult at times. The goal of this video is for me to arm you with the options you need to know in order to start defending better. I'll be giving examples of common situations you might find yourself in and how to escape them effectively. I'll also have a miscellaneous tips section at the end to help set goals when attempting to defend. With that out of the way, let's start talking about common scenarios. A situation you'll find yourself in a lot in Street Fighter 6 is the corner. Mastering corner defense will help you find more chances to turn the tide of battle in your favor. Here's every common scenario that your opponent will put you in and how to counter them. Do note that every answer has a counter, and your opponent's awareness of these options play into your defense. If you think your opponent is going to throw you on wake up, you can beat it by performing throw back, forward jump, neutral or back jump, and backdash. Do note that these options do lose to shimmies, stopping outside of throw range, anti-air, strike, and strike again. If you find yourself in the unfortunate situation of a throw loop, do note that is a very real option every character, minus Honda and Chun-Li, has to trap you in a situation. You must either throw break or do an invincible reversal to get out of it. Now, let's move into strikes. If you think your opponent will strike you, then you can do the following: block, parry or perfect parry, OD uppercut or super, or drive reversal on wake up. Do note, however, that the first two options lose to throws, and the second two options lose to blocking and shimmies. While this isn't an exhaustive list of options that you have, these will be the common defense patterns that both you and your opponents will use throughout your time in Street Fighter 6. These options will also be relevant in our next section, mid-screen defense. Mid-screen defense is very similar to corner defense. The only difference is that your opponent gets one good shot at breaking your defense before you both reset back to a neutral state of the game. Instead, this section will cover understanding the concept of turns and defending against drive rush while using the mid-screen as an example. A turn in fighting games simply refers to who currently has a mathematical advantage between two characters. Everything in fighting games are determined by frames. The only ones you need to be aware of at this moment are startup and advantage on hit and block. I won't get into the big details, but be generally aware of things that are plus and minus. This is critical to understanding turns. Make sure to get very familiar with this. Your turn is dictated by these plus and minus frames. If Akuma's standing medium punch connects on block, denoted by the blue +1, if both players decide to hit crouching jab, Akuma will win this interaction. Akuma will be able to act one frame faster before Bison, so in the case of a 4-frame crouching light punch, you can add +1 to Bison's time to act. 4 is less than 5, so Akuma cannot lose unless something faster or invincible is done, such as a reversal. Most specials and normals are minus by default, but not all of them. Ken's Heavy Dragon Lash and Luke's Crouching Medium Punch are examples of this. But now that we have the concept of turns and frames established, we can now move on to Drive Rush defense. Drive Rush is really good in this game. Drive Rush adds +4 to all normal moves if they connect while performing a Drive Rush. Depending on the move performed, the amount of plus frames will vary, but it's generally wise to assume that they're plus. If your opponent connects with this, it is currently their turn. However, that doesn't mean you don't have any options. We can refer back to the concepts learned in the corner defense section with updated examples. Here are some ways to reset or win interactions when it is not your turn. You can break a throw, perfect parry, use a reversal, or hit a button if you think they're going to shimmy you. If you want to practice these options, set up a practice dummy and record it performing the move you want to beat. Once you have a handle on being consistent with your option, you can set up additional recordings and toggle them on and off to have the bot perform multiple options, so you can practice against a lifelike opponent. Now that we've covered our basic defensive options, let's talk about some quickly related topics. Look, I'll be the first to say it. You won't guess right every time. Don't be discouraged if the things you've learned or practiced don't manifest themselves quickly. Street Fighter 6 is a fast-paced game, and making split-second decisions is tough. Your mindset shouldn't be to be a perfect player, but to minimize mistakes and poor choices. Taking 3 throws suck, but so is eating a level 3 after a blocked uppercut. You should be willing to lose a match by committing to an option such as a wake-up reversal. It's okay to be wrong, even the best players do it all the time. Burnout is pretty straightforward. You have no drive meter until it refills, and then can be stunned via drive impact if you hit the wall. One thing to note is that all moves will gain an additional 4 frames of block stun when you are in Burnout, making a lot of moves safer or outright plus on block. If your opponent connects with any faster buttons, assume that they are plus and it is almost always their turn. Your goal is to find a gap in their offense to reset distance and buy time until your gauge replenishes, or find a gap to strike. Burnout will test your patience, and is a great way to learn how to block better. I hope this video gave you some ideas and knowledge on how to get out of tough situations. Applying defensive knowledge will always be tough because everybody plays differently, but by knowing what you can and cannot do, it will take some of the pressure and stress away from decision making, and allow you to focus on committing to your options. Thanks again for listening. Everyone has been so supportive of the first video, and I plan to work on more videos for the Fundamentals Guide, as well as eventual FGC related content. Make sure to subscribe to stay updated on new videos. If you have any suggestions for the next video, leave a comment and yours might get chosen. Until next time, see you in the next video.